make sure anytime you start a new hole, pop out any divots that might be in it. I like to go ahead and clean up the edges. And we're going to start working the float technique. Elbows tucked, body's over it, and we're working the float technique. Right now, I'm not trying to stress it. I'm just staying right here where it's comfortable, working this float technique. Use the full length of your hands. When your notch is filled, work it all the way to the bottom and transition. I popped it, so I lost some there. Make it one more pass for good measure. Slowly pull back. And there's your coal. And if you're wanting to build that up, you can take some of that powder and push it in closer to your coal, and it'll get a bigger coal. Once you get this coal, make sure your tinder bundle is prepped and ready to go before you ever start, because you don't want to get this and then be like, oh crap, I got to get a tinder bundle, and then you're rushing around trying to get something and risk your coal going out. So we'll toss that in the fire. If you're struggling to get grip and texture on your hand drill, one of my favorite techniques is to either spit, pop your hands together. This is going to help blood rush out of your hand. It's going to help keep you from getting blisters. Yeah! Or you can spit. That's going to give you some grip. But one of the best techniques is either pine sap or good old-fashioned ash. Ash is by far one of my favorites. But if you're trying to get fire, you probably don't got ash. So that's why it's good to practice without it.
Sand?
Right, so you guys are going to practice that as well individually or in tandem. I definitely recommend tandem. But let me talk to you real quick about the finger hold technique and then the gas pedal. So we actually burned through on that one. We're lucky it made it. So the finger groove technique, you can either do it with the clove hitch and pull it tight with the clove hitch and rotate like so with downward pressure, or you can get little leather tabs for finger holds that way as well. Lay the leather tab over the finger hole or the spindle and bite into it and turn it like so. Or there's the gas pedal method, where you take a larger spindle that is really too big to be a hand drill spindle, but it's too small to be a bow drill spindle. Tie a string up here and then tie a string to your gas pedal. Set it on there, put your foot on the gas pedal and rotate like so. This one is based off of a lot more speed and downward pressure because you're using the gas pedal to help you with your downward pressure. So your hands, all they have to focus on is speed. Cool?
How well does that one work? That looks like that would work pretty well.
It is effective. The key is finding the proper length on the string. Another good reason to do this technique is if you're limited on cordage and you don't want to waste a bunch of cordage on a long bow drill. I can use a little section of string, or maybe I'm in the woods and I find a small section, or I'm weaving cordage and I can weave a smaller section of cordage than bow drill weaving. So we're gonna do that this afternoon. You can see how difficult it can be to weave a long section of cordage. So keep those things in mind. All right, so I want you to partner up after you get your thing clean. Practice tandem, practice solo, practice finger loops, practice the float technique. And I think Josh is gonna reward someone with unless he was joking.
Arrowhead and the strap that we made yesterday.
Cool. So there's your challenge, man. Good luck, guys.